What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Middle Earth. My name is Bludborn, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the virtues that you should be using on your champion for endgame. And you know what? For that matter, I use these same virtues on a lot of my characters, pretty much for any circumstance. So let's go ahead and take a look and dive right in. All right, so I've got my trait tree panel pulled up here, and let's take a look at the ones I've got selected. First and foremost, I have Compassion. Compassion is going to give me a lot of physical mitigation, tactical mitigation, and armor value. What you're going to notice between all of the virtues that I have selected is that they have tactical mitigation, and most of them have physical mitigation. I like to do this because mitigation tends to be a little bit harder to come by naturally, and I don't like to use as many essence slots for defensives. I like to use those more for offensive. Now, obviously, this type of situation is going to vary from player to player. Your preferences may dictate something else, and your group composition might dictate something else as well. But let's move on to the next one. Next one we have in the lineup is Fidelity. We've got a lot of tactical mitigation on this one. We've got some extra vitality and a little bit more physical mitigation as well. The next one in the lineup is going to be Honor. Honor is a little bit different. It's kind of in the middle of the line as far as tactical mitigation goes at 6,256. It offers a little bit more morale as well at 5,400 and a little bit of crit defense. Crit defense is one of those things that's kind of nice to have, but it's for the most part just not necessary. If you're playing a champion, you're behind the things most of the time, and if you're going to be taking damage, it's either going to be kind of an AoE that you can't really get out of, or you know, if you're in one of those situations where you pull threat and it turns to you. But for the most part, if you're behind the target like you're supposed to, you shouldn't be taking any damage that the whole group isn't taking. Obviously there are some, you know, situations where that is not the case, but for the most part, in general, rule of thumb, whatever you want to call it, if you're behind a target, you shouldn't be taking a whole lot of damage to begin with. But there are those circumstances where you want to have these things in there where you're not having to cause additional strain on your healers, having to heal you up and not focusing on a tank or somebody else. And then next up in the lineup, we have Tolerance. Tolerance is one that has a very high tactical mitigation payout. It has some additional resistance rating in there and some additional physical mitigation. So this is another good one to throw in there. Last one up in the lineup is going to be Innocence, and this has actually been a favorite of a lot of people for a very long time. It has a very large physical mitigation payout. It has a decent resistance rating, and it has the lower end of the tactical mitigation payout. But altogether, these five make a very solid setup of virtues for a DPS class. And honestly, if you're running in a tank setup or something like that, these are going to be pretty crucial and probably used pretty widely anyway. If you guys have other things that you are running or you're finding success with, or if you're a DPS class and you say, no, we don't do that, we just go all DPS, we do all of our offensive virtues, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Get a little bit more dialogue going around some of the things that are happening in game and some of the changes that have happened. Two more little notes with virtues. Some of you are already aware and have noticed on my screen here that these are at 65. They are not at 68. I have not done enough stuff in game with this particular character. I've been leveling the Runekeeper recently, so these guys are not leveled up with the current changes that have happened, but I am currently earning virtue XP on Compassion, the first one in my lineup there. One thing that you can also do with this, in the store, there are two additional things that you can do for virtue XP. If you go into the store, you can actually get a virtue experience bonus, and you can get a 5-pack. Obviously, it's usually cheaper to get the 5-pack if you can afford it. But keep that in mind if you are working towards gearing a character and you need to spend the time or the money on in-game money or in-game resources on your character, that can be a good one to throw in there and to help you level those up very, very quickly. So again, that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you guys are hitting up all the social media links and all of the live streams during the week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock Eastern. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon.